the planet's at first offshore milk farmer opening in the seaport of Rotterdam the year, in the aim of help the town make more than of its own meal steadily. But will such a agriculture always be capable to make quite to nourish the planet's increasing city populations? A Holland characteristic business, Beladen, is launched the planet's at first float farmer in a town seaport. It has constructed the offshore installation order in the medium of Rotterdam's Merwehaven harbour and will use it to farmer 40 Meuse Rhinoceros herd milked by micro-robots. Constructed up city areas may not appear the largest reasonable places to run agriculture, but reduction the range meal wandering up it reaches consumer sheet makes ecological feeling as it reduces transportation contamination. And if the world people grows to 9.8 trillion by 2050 as anticipated, 70% are prediction to dwell in cities, up of 55% present. So city home agriculture, wherever make is grown up vertical on stacks of shelves by UV lights, are, virtually, on the growth. Beladen's farmer, that is on 3 levels and is at anchor to the sea story, is anticipated to outdoor at the end of 2018 and make on 800 liters of breast milk a date. Peter van Wingerden, an engineering at Beladen, came up in the concept in 2012 while he was in New York work on a float habitation draft on the Hudson inland. Time down there, storm sand affected, flood the town gateway and deformation its transportation networks. Deliveries struggled to get via, and during 2 days it was difficult to discover crisp make in shops. Vision the desolation inflicted by storm sand. I was affected by the requirement for meal to be manufactured as close as probable to consumer, says Mr. van Wingerden. So the concept came up to make crisp meal in a environment adaptive way on the water supply. The conception would be elastic versus hurricanes, too much, he adds. At first human beings' mind the concept was supernatural, fun, or incredible, he says, but they include begun to go circle. In growing consumer demand for wholesome meal, quick growing urbanization and environment changing, we can't trust on the meal manufacture system of the history any more than, he says. After in 2012, his crew began work on the style and speaking to the seaport credibility in Rotterdam. In spite its original hesitations on the capacity sound and odor, the seaport gave Beladen a area to construct a prototyping. With later the farmer has undertaken form, and over the summer its float plate was excited by canal boat of Zandam in the Polar of Holland, to Rotterdam. Peter's woman and industry affiliate, Mink van Wingerden, says the farmer will begin in 40 herd, quite for the enterprise to break down though. But she says it is readily scaled, in greater operative promise evident efficiencies. The farmer as well urged to recycling and recirculate as lot as it can. At low 80% of which our herd eat will be waste management means of Rotterdam's meal production, says the farmer's general officer, Albert Borsen. How might involve harpoon thrown by regional breweries, scrap of restaurants and cafes, on products of regional grain mills, and though herb clippings, all gathered and brought in electrical trucks stipulated by regional verdant waste management company grown collect. We will increase lemna as in pet nourish, too much, says Ms. van Wingerden. It is top in fiber, quick growing and can be brought up in cow urinary. We will include an install of 4 persons or 5 vertically platforms increasing the factory by specific LED lights. The draft will, though, produce several of its own power, hydrogen gas manufactured via electrolytic given by sunny panels. One day up and fleeing, the farmer will make and pasteurize breast milk and yogurt at site and sell it in Rotterdam. It will as well trial and sell its own cow dung. Dr. Fenton Bede, a crew lead at the UN's Meal and Farming Organization, thinks city agriculture are helpful since they tend to use less than water supply, fertilizer and pesticide residues rather than usual manufacture system. But he as well acknowledges how area limitations may hinder quite meal creature manufactured to delivery the planet's blossoming city populations. Current restriction to making meal in controllable environments involve expenses for original invest, LED light and uninterrupted power supplies, says Dr. Bede. How except policies incentivize the betrothal of less producers, the technique will be restrained for revenue-rich individual and social entities. But such a concerns aren't break companies love lot of engaging considerable invest. The San Francisco-based Begin Up produces sheet greens in home agriculture and claims it can increase up to 350 times more than per box meter rather than outside box agriculture. Its cereal are grown up on 6-meter vertically poles, with hydroponic, a water supply-only feed framework, and LED lights. No ground or pesticides are utilized. IR sensors display how the cereal are faring so how the framework can regulate lighting, warmth, and water supply stream respectively. With it was based in 2013, lot has grown to 26 meter, pound 177 meter, of investors such as Amazon's Jeff Bezos, SoftBank's Site Foundation, and Innovate Career. The year it will extend its U.S. operative and outdoor its at first farmer in the Medium East. Japan's distribution is else company evolving automatic plant growing in vertically city configure in its techno farmer conception. Behind in the Netherlands, Peter and Mink van Wingerden are looking at opportunities to construct more than float agriculture about the nation, as in Asia. We expect to do lot more than float agriculture, but as well greet other copy us or upcoming up in concepts helping to these goals, says Mr. van Wingerden. Wholesome, adequate meal manufacture is key to a superior, janitor, more secure planet.